The vehicle designed to ferry knowledge to the farthest frontiers of a human being's heart and mind is a well-narrated story. Since time immemorial, precious life lessons have been handed down to generations through stories.
So I want to share a brief lesson from history, going back to the year 1830.
Simerjeet unravels a host of thought-provoking tales throughout his sessions that intrigue and leave an indelible impression.
What brings me here today is 4.5 years ago, I dreamt of something. I dreamt of possibilities, and that's my intention here today in this session is to get this one thing across to you, that nothing happens but first dream. Nothing happens but first a dream. Everything begins with a dream first.
His well-structured and thoroughly researched workshops are brought to life with examples of heroes from day-to-day life who've risen through sheer grit and willpower.
How do these people, bring out their best and give the world their best? And I found out one thing in common, which I like to begin with today, is this. It all started with a desire. It all started with the desire. It all started with the dream. It all started with believing that the world is full of possibilities. Even when the evidence that is coming to you is opposite. I believe there's a fight going on inside every single person. Two forces which are fighting inside us. One is our experience, and the other one is our imagination. Your experience is making you comfortable. It tells us, okay, this is what it's been like. This is what you specialize in. This is who you are. After a period of time, we begin to identify ourselves with our experience. Now the challenge begins when we begin to solely rely on the experience. We don't bring in the imagination part in, right?
As a certified practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming, he uses thought-provoking questions to send his audience on a quest of self-discovery.
Two questions, and I think every leader should ask those questions as well. Question number one, do you love what you do? Because I found this number one factor in driving peak performance was these people, they loved what they did. Man's search for meaning. We are meaning-driven creatures. We are creatures who are driven by meaning. If we can find a sense of meaning in what we do, if we can find a sense of empowerment in what we do, everything else becomes easy. But if what we're doing on a daily basis, we don't see a sense of joy or satisfaction or meaning emerging out of it, leadership at the top collapses, and then the whole thing goes down like a pack of cards, because you feel, okay, you just look at the numbers. You're driven by the numbers. You're not driven by something beyond the numbers. When you first arrived at this resort, how many of you had this thought, wow, all expenses paid, I could live here. I could live in this place for the rest of my life. I did, I'll be honest. But again, we human beings, we're complex, So where we find something like that attractive, at the same time, if I were to really live here for the next, even say 1 week or 2 weeks, I'll have itchy feet once again. It's kind of boring now. And what's next, right? What's next?
He ensures a constant high-voltage environment in his sessions where great ideas and inspiration always hit like bolts of lightning.
Leadership is not who we will be in 5 years. Leadership is who we intend to be in 5 years. It's about an intention. It's about a deliberate process of where we want to go and what we want to achieve. So this is my message to you who are embarking on a journey of exploration and enhancement for yourself and your organization. If you set a goal, it will never be evident how it's going to happen. Yes, you will have a plan, but the plan you'll see, you all know, we don't stick to the plan. Right? Your next big opportunity is right where you are. Thank you all very much.